How's it going all? Getting everything set up. Should be pretty good for today's stream. Gonna be doing some fun stuff. I'll get into it here in just a second. Still working on YouTube live streaming is a little funky. A lot of people don't do it with a lot of the Twitch accessories, I want to say. But the whole reason is the API for YouTube, not the greatest. I'm just gonna say right now, I've been trying so many different bots and chat that yeah. Anywho, let's kick this thing off. All right. How's everybody doing this morning? We have a special live stream today where we're basically building kind of our own environment for Linux. I saw some really good stuff on chat that was, pre-game chat, I guess, where some people were talking about Gen 2 and LFS, which is great. A lot of people don't realize this, but Gen 2 is the distribution that Chrome OS uses. It's just a very customized OS. Now, most people know I hate to say, oh, here's all these different distributions, try them out, because I think, honestly, just pick a mainline branch and then go for it. So, in my eyes, there's really only 3 distributions that that really exist, and that's Debian, Arch, and a lot of the Red Hat-based stuff, which would be Fedora for most people. But there's so many spin-offs of that, and really when it comes to the spin-offs of those distributions, it comes to customization. So in today's live stream, really what we're going over is just kind of taking one of those mainline branches, and I think we're gonna probably do this maybe once every month or two, and the next one we'll pick a different branch. So in today's branch, of course, we're gonna choose Arch Linux, which when it comes to Arch is fantastic for learning Linux. So when it comes down to that, that's really the big thing about Arch Linux that I want people to take away from it. It's a great learning experience. If I just want something to work forever and ever and ever and just kind of leave it in the background, much like my streaming PC that I use to display all the overlays with my Stream Deck and everything, typically that's Debian based. So that's a lot of times everyone's like, which distribution are you using? That's what's up. And in this video, we're just going to take that base Arch. And the reason why we're using base Arch is because it just boots right into a server level thing and we can just go right from there. So that's what's up. And I also retooled all the alerts on this stream. So, if anybody clicks the join button, joins the CTT membership, or even super chats, hopefully we get an alert. I've been trying the last couple times and just no. I'd switch from Stream Elements to Streamlabs. We'll see. We'll play it by ears. I might end up just coding my own thing if this doesn't work, because both of them have failed me. But with that, let's get on the desktop and get into this. It's gonna be a fun one. I'm looking forward to this. I have a custom project, which let's go ahead, jump over to the desktop so you guys can see what's up. I have a custom project we've already kind of started. It's called Archmatic. It's been on my repos for a long time, but I kind of retooled it this past week and fixing it up to basically do a lot of the automation for us. Eventually, it'll get to the point where it just is a one script and you just click that and it just does everything for you. But for today's video, it's obviously broken up into about 5 parts. The reason why breaking it up before you combine it into a script, it just makes it easier to troubleshoot and stuff. Oh, and I forgot to mention a little plug here. I see Sparky in chat. We have the merch, sudo app purge 2020. Hey, buy a size up if you can, or if you're on that cusp. It does run a little small after washing. It shrunk. So it's almost like a muscle shirt for me now. I'm like, yeah, check out my pecs, little man. Anyways, let's get on the desktop and start going over an Arch Linux install. It's such a such a fitting thing for it. So, are you going to go package this in an ISO? I am not. I am not. Crypto. Thank you for the super chat, by the way. I will make, obviously it's on GitHub. I eventually want to make it just so you can kind of learn the steps and customize this script to your needs. Because before we just jump right in here, I want to just kind of overlay what we're doing. There's this setup, which I'm doing a bit different than like an ArchFi script or other scripts in the past. So this one is going to basically, there's the setup portion, which just kind of sets up the base operating system that uses an ISO or a CD. And this will just kind of set it up, get the absolute bare minimum going. You'll reboot into it. And then from there, we'll start installing base packages. And the base packages here, it'll be just like Xorg, set up the desktop, login manager, networking, audio, Bluetooth, printers. And then like, if you wanted to fork this project and make your own little thing, you can. It just makes it really easy just to also kind of visualize and see what makes up a Linux distribution. Because I used to always be like, distros don't matter and all this stuff. And I'm just like, no, it can't really, a lot of people just didn't get it. And I'm just like, I'm just going to show people. Because it's easier for you to actually see why I would say something like that. Why you'd want to construct things. And I want to do it in Arch, and then here in a month or two, do it in Debian, and then probably do it in like a RHEL base. So I probably actually would use CentOS as a base, just as a goof. I don't know. CentOS runs so old on the repositories. But anyways, for this video, we're going to be using Arch. But the whole point of this is, if you like this kind of setup, you could easily fork this project, make it your own. Because there's some customizing that I do in here that you probably don't want some of these programs, because I know you're probably not going to need nearly as many disk utilities to connect to like a CIFS, a network share, and connect to Android tools. I like to try and customize this to where I eventually want to get it to where we just run this script and then it just has everything for us. So, and yeah, that's about it. I keep getting asked this question. I just saw it in chat about Twitch and coming to YouTube instead of Twitch. I think Twitch makes a lot of sense if you're a gamer. I was really just trying to carve out an own niche really in Twitch with just doing IT or tech shows and stuff. And I was looking at it and I was just like, this is silly. A lot of times it was just people from YouTube coming to Twitch. A lot of the people from Twitch, there's just not much discovery. And at that time, if I wanted to really take it off of YouTube as a platform, really, I think going to a more independent platform that I think has a bright future would make a lot of sense. Again, I've already kind of made that statement where I just don't think Twitch has that bright of a future to where it's the de facto streaming platform. But right now it is for gaming. But as far as tech streams and other oddball streams, I just didn't like the direction of Twitch. And I was just like, you know what? Pick your poison, really, at the end of the day. And for me, it just made more sense for viewers to come to YouTube. And as much as I like to diversify from YouTube when it came to streaming, it just didn't make any sense. So that's what's up. But I did try it for a year. I gave Twitch a good shake for a year. All right, let's get into this. No more chatting. Chitty chat chitty. Let's launch into this guy. And this is basically just the Arch ISO, just the latest of the day, and that's where we're going to start. And a lot of people ask me about the stream afterwards and long form content on YouTube. Long form content I've been trying for about the past year, taking like the Twitch streams and putting them over here when I was doing the hour-long live shows, and it just doesn't play well. A lot of people, when they come to YouTube, they just like get to the point, and that's why after the fact I've been cutting up these streams. Like today, you'll notice last week's streams got cut up and published on the Titus Tech Talk channel. So that's what's up with the stream afterwards. The actual full stream does get unlisted. I publish that to members. I also publish it on the website. If there's like a how-to article of the day, I like to make those, so check christitus.com. Usually takes a couple days for it to hit that, but that's obviously widely available to everyone. But if you want it like directly after the stream, you know, you can always join the membership. Otherwise, it's just like a couple days, and then just check the website. All right, so what I like to do, we're just gonna first grab some utilities from Pac-Man. We're gonna have to do a SYY just to kind of update what's there, and then once it grabs our database, we'll be able to grab some of the utilities we need. First off, we're gonna need git, curl, wget, just some basic things just to grab that, grab those scripts that we're talking about. Yeah, and some people are asking in chat about desktop environments of today. We're not going to use any desktop environments. This is going to be not from scratch, because Linux from scratch, you're building the kernel, you're building out the package manager, you're building out everything, where Arch just kind of makes it easy. And I mean, I say easy, but relatively, to build your own and get every single little piece what you want. So that's the point of this stream, is really to get everything that you use and make it streamlined. So you're not going to have a whole bunch of bloat. You're not going to have any bloat, really. Every single package we're purposely installing and saying, these are exactly what I will use. And then there won't be any excess packages that we never use in this thing. So we're going to just git clone, and we're going to get that GitHub project. We're going to clone it, and then we can start the actual setup. Now this, I've never actually tried this script prior to the live stream, which, well, probably should have, but you know, I always like to show failure on my live streams. It's just fun that way. So you guys can know that, hey, nobody's perfect. And when you look at like a YouTube video and someone does it in like 5 minutes, just know that that's probably chopped up a bit. All right, so we're gonna first start with the setup, and I'm gonna go ahead and just walk through this one script here, which if I look at that GitHub, just so we can show you exactly what this script is doing. I closed it out. I have a habit of always closing out my windows. Terrible. So we're gonna set the username, password, and what I wanna do with these scripts too is front load them. I don't know why this is a thing in modern operating system design, but a lot of times they force the user to sit at the computer after the fact. Like, why not just ask everything that you need to know at the very start of the run and say, hey, what username do you want? What password do you want? What do you want to call this machine? Just ask everything that you need of the user, and then just say, okay, cool, come back in 30 minutes. And then just tell the user to walk away. So that's the whole purpose of a lot of this. I think modern operating system design, where you have to click everything, I get it for customization purposes, but honestly, like Windows 10, that's probably the thing that annoys me the most. I was just like, why can't you just ask it all on the front and then just do it all? Like, you don't need to just piecemeal it to the user. So that's what this portion does, just kind of ask what's going on. Obviously, if you don't want any questions, you can make your own install.conf file, and it'll just automatically you run the script and it'll just do it all. So this part of the script right here, it basically updates all the mirrors, grabs the closest mirror to you. I did specify this for the US. So if you're in overseas, by all means, you need to change this portion of the script to reflect your country of choice, because it'll grab those mirrors, which is pretty awesome. And then as far as the processors, this right here, this NC, it basically sets the processing cores. And then from here, it'll grab and actually set it in the make package file, and then also set the compression. What this does is, I don't know if every distro out there does this, but it should if it doesn't. And it basically sets all the make flags to use your full capacity of your computer. So if you give this 16 cores, it's going to use all 16 cores. It makes package building and just installing things far faster. So that's what this whole section is right here. This sets up the US, the actual language and locale. So that's pretty easy, self-explanatory. And that should be about it. We'll see if there's any syntax errors in here. I thought I had a little bit longer on this script, as I thought I did some type of formatting. I could be wrong here. Let's see what the base looks like. I guess I didn't. Well, that's unfortunate. Huh. Well, we'll have to program that in. I thought I did that. Maybe I put it in post install. That'd be kind of silly if I did it there. Yeah, okay. Well, never mind then. Yeah, so multiple scripts, the reason why I do it is we're still debugging and kind of creating this on the front load. But it looks like I messed up on the actual... We're going to have to do manual partitioning here because I didn't get it. Oh, well. Oh, well. Live and learn. Something will improve probably after stream. So let's run the setup first. And let's see. All right. It didn't find that install.conf file, so it's going to prompt me for all the stuff that we need. Host name for this is going to be Titus Arch. Host name, we'll just put Titus. Password, something real basic, just 4 digits. This will just update our mirrors. And then we'll get to actually formatting and partitioning the drive. So yeah, this will be awesome window manager, so be pretty awesome. Let's see here. We did get a little error, unexpected EOF, which is into file, looking for matching. All right, so syntax error on line 69. This stream's going great. I love it. All right, syntax error. Let's fix that real fast. Just taking a peek here. Line 69. All right. Right here. Oh, I guess I missed. Oh, I can see it right here. Look at that. Oh. Nope. No, that's the post setup. All right. Let's go ahead and do a Vim and take a peek at this one. And I'm actually going to do this in VS Code. So let's go ahead, pull this up, Archmatic. We're gonna do a git pull, or actually, let's do a listing, cat 0. Oh man, this is so old. We're gonna just flush this whole project and reclone it. This is on my local system too, guys. So why we do this? All right, here we go. Now, let's do a code of this project, and we're just going to edit as we go, and then we can always pull down the changes over on our actual install box. But it did say we had an error. Let's look to see if I'm missing any quotes here. I can tell already. Nope, not right there. None right there. Echo. That's fine. Said there's no quote. This line. Looks like everything's closed. Might come back to this. Yeah, so I've recently touched this script up, but again, you know how it goes when it comes to debugging scripts. Sometimes you just miss a little tiny syntax. I think, honestly, this echo command could be messing it up. But I don't see anything else. Just making sure I didn't miss a quote in this line. I don't see anything bad. And here's the absolute to here. Yep, nope. All right. So I think what we'll do is we're just going to take this, and then we're just going to, oops. We're just going to take this, echo, echo, echo. And we'll just echo all these out. It might not have liked that portion of it. All right, there we go. I know, Sparky. I'm not doing great on my syntax. Like I said, I'll come up back and clean it up. For today, I just wanted to kind of get this out. So let's get back into our actual install and see if that fixes it. Let's just do a git pull. All right, git pull. Oh, you know what? I don't think I committed that. Yeah, let's commit that. Commit that change. That should do her. Yeah, sometimes I do run into this issue where I'll be in a project like this and it just won't commit. So I always do it from command line, but very strange. Fix 0 setup. I should probably document better than that. Oh, line 49 EOL. Let's take a peek. Oh, yeah, you guys are right. Thank you. There we go. We'll just keep... GitHub's eventually gonna just like time me out and be like, dude, this guy does like 100 commits a day. He should learn how to fix it locally before committing. Oh well. You know, you guys know how it goes. Alright, now we should be able to git pull this. And now let's do a listing. Let's try to run this one more time. Let's see what we get. Oh, that looks a little better. We'll see towards the end of the script. Also, this script does save your settings off the initial run. So if there is something in there, like a password that you don't want getting out, no, it does save everything in plain text. So obviously, don't use a strong password when running this script because it will save that. Or something that you use everywhere else. That would not be good. Yeah. Invalid local data. All right. We're going to move on. Let's go right into actually formatting our disks. Let's take a look and just do an lsblk, see what we have. Looks like pretty much everything's going to be on SDA. Let's go ahead and do a CF disk, or, you know, let's do a CG disk. As I want to run everything as GPT instead of MBR, and then also use UEFI for the boot. As it just, I like it a little bit better. So device name is going to be dev SDA. Okay, we're going to go new here, and then for the sectors, this is something kind of interesting. I've been doing this lately, and a lot of times when it comes to the EFI partition, everyone was always, it's a huge argument over how big the size of the GPT partition will be. So when it comes to EFI partitions, right, there's the debate of just making it really small and only putting like config files in it, and that would be mounting it on the actual boot EFI. But if you do like system deboot, you probably want to mount that directly to boot, which would include your Linux kernels, which means you don't want a 100 meg EFI partition because your Linux kernels usually run around 70 megs. So let's say you have at least 3 Linux kernels. That would be easily into the 200s for actual space usage. So doing 300 here or even a gig would not be bad. So for my EFI partition, I've started doing this because I like to switch bootloaders like crazy and trying to keep track of my kernels and the loader files and that type of thing. I kind of like just having everything in -boot and then just doing all of my EFI mounts to boot, because I like to switch bootloaders a bunch. And I also like to tinker around with just not even using a bootloader, as some UEFI now you can actually boot directly from it. So it depends on what you want to do. If you want to do traditional grub, that type of thing, I get it. But I just wanted to kind of give you some rationale behind why I'm making my entire EFI partition 1 gig, which is pretty high. And for this one, we're gonna go, oops, crap. I put it as a 8300. This needs to be an EFI partition. Line 64 shirt, Sparky. For sure. All right, let's do that. All right. CG disk isn't BIOS mode. I booted from BIOS mode is what you're saying. Yeah, we can always test that. So I can't remember the command to test. Test if you are in UEFI. Let's ask Google. Check to see if you're in UEFI or BIOS. All right, let's see what we got. Where are we at? This wants you to run EFI bootloader. There's an easier way to do it than using EFI boot manager. We can try that, I guess. Let's just do a go full screen with this. So let's do Pacman and install EFI boot manager. Let's see what it pulls up here. I don't think EFI boot manager even shows if you're in. Oh yeah, it does. How about that? All right, so we are not in. We're actually in BIOS mode. Thank you, chat, for letting me know that. Yes, GSN got it. You can also just ls sys firmware EFI vars. That's what I was remembering. But also, I guess if you just install EFI boot MGR, you can also do it from there as well. So let's go ahead, boot this down. I'm gonna see if my virtual machine will actually do EFI boots, because I really like doing pretty much everything in EFI these days. But, you know, it just depends on what you're doing. Shut down now. All right, let's change this around and see if we can't switch over to EFI in Proxmox. And I guess we can fix line. We can fix line 64. Line 64, you guys were saying? Oh, double quotes. Well, why we're here. All right, that should do her. That should do that. Come back into here. Let's see about changing this virtual machine around. Did this not boot down? Yeah. Look, I already broke something. Yeah, and if you pull it, you know, just know I haven't actually vetted it. This is like the very first run through that we're doing just live on stream. All right, we're gonna reload my Proxmox. It is acting funky. All right, there we go. All right, let's see if we can't change the BIOS here and see if we can't go OVMF for EFI. Yep. Okay. So we're gonna try and do UEFI. Yes, why I like UEFI is because most modern systems support it, and it also unlocks things like System D boot, for instance, requires you to be booting through UEFI. You can't do System D boot without that. There's also some really cool utilities like REFI, REFID Refined, which is another bootloader that is also that based. And also, if you're like gonna ever do like a Hackintosh, you'd probably want to do, obviously, EFI is the only option you have. So Legacy is kind of just leftovers, but it is way easy to set up. Again, I like to kind of make things difficult. So that's why I like to always kind of do EFI, because it would be more simulate an actual real world scenario. So we'll come down into here and we're back. Should be in EFI boot mode. Oh, wow, you even get a cursor in EFI boot mode. How about that? I love it. Don, if we fix his mistakes, he learns nothing. Eventually I catch on. Might take me a couple months, but I get there. All right, so let's do ahead. Since we rebooted, this obviously flushes out anything we've done so far. So basically starting from square one. So we don't need to do sudo. We are actually running as root. So we're going to do a syy, synchronize our databases, and then we're going to do pacman sy, or actually s git curl and wget. I think all I need is really curl and git. I think are really the only things I need. We're going to do a git clone, grab this project once more. So yeah, eventually what I want from this project, like if you want to actually take this, learn from it, is just take it and change all the packages to the things you like. Archmatic. Like how long it yeah, so I was really resilient to using Vim, but I can't work without Vim now, or even V, honestly. And it's kind of fun, like when you're on servers and things of that nature. V's on pretty much every server out there, where Nano's not. Even though you think Nano would be, it's not. V is usually always on every load. All right, so getting into Archmatic once more, doing a listing, and we're gonna try and run our setup. Host name, we're gonna do Titus Arch. Username, Titus. Password, something super secure. And let's see how this one does. Right now, it's setting up all our mirrors. The whole reason for doing this setup and getting it really clean is too many people just start going off of the Arch wiki, and it'll take forever when you hit your downloads, and you'll have like 200 kilobit download speeds, where if you change this, it'll actually be really, really good on your download speeds. So, I'll work on that. Apparently, I still messed some stuff up, but whatever. Again, let's get into this and go CG disk, and we're gonna go dev SDA. Do an lsblk if you're unsure. And now we can actually start size. We're gonna go 1 gig because of what I said earlier. Let's do a listing to show our codes. Let's go EFI. And this is gonna be EFI 00. So we're gonna go EFI 00 to set the partition as EFI. And we'll just name this one EFI. So that creates our first partition, and then we're gonna make the main partition, which is gonna be Arch. We're just gonna enter all the way through this, and we'll call this one Arch. And then we should be able to write this out. Right? Yes. If you just type Y, it doesn't work, by the way. I learned that the hard way. And let's quit. So we'll do an lsblk again. You should see our partitions. And now we actually can mount these and go proceed through the actual install. So what we'll do is I'm going to see if I can't remember all the instructions off the top of my head. So if I miss something, just know that's what's up. So we're going to mount dev SDA 2 first. That's going to be our main partition to MNT. Oh, no, we got to format them. Remember to partition and then format. So let's do the format here. I can't remember. Make FS. Make FS. Let's go fat. And can't remember what. I'm gonna get in trouble. I gotta check. Yeah, I remember EXT, but fat required you to change it to 32. There was another option there. I can't remember exactly what it was. Let's go ahead and just do the EXT4. Or we could do better FS. It doesn't matter. Let's go dev SDA2. And make fs.fat. And the flag for this, I want to say it was, yeah, F32. That was it. Couldn't remember the exact syntax. So yeah, if you look at the partitions here, the 1 gig is going to be our EFI, which needs to be formatted in FAT32. So this is going to be dev SDA1, and then the SDA2 will be LSB OK. You'll see that SDA1 is the EFI, SDA2 is our regular partition. So then we're going to mount dev SDA2 to MNT. Oh, you know what? I see it. I did put a space. All right, yep. That's the beauty of doing it live, I guess. You guys just correct it. All right. All right, here we go. And if you're unsure, like if you want to install Arch for the first time using like a script, ArchFi is what I've done in prior videos, and it's pretty much really, really easy. Yeah, I'm sure I'm gonna break something through this. It's all about the adventure, guys. That's what I like to do on the old live streams. But we're gonna do MNT boot for this mount point. And we're gonna have to make that directory real fast. And mount dev SDA1 MNT boot. And now I think we can do a full, I think pack strap is what it is. I can't believe it didn't grab my setup script. Let's see if I have that in here somewhere. Now, I did do a bunch of commits. I think I rolled it back or something, as I had pack strap and a couple other things to load up everything. So I wanted this whole script to be just loading up the actual base thing. We'll do a reboot, and then we'll actually be in the actual distro bare bones with literally nothing but the CLI. And then we can actually load up each individual thing, all the packages that we want. But this one, I did not do that for whatever reason. I think this was a post-install script where I don't think... Let me flip back over here. I swear... Oh, crap. Here it is. Pre-install. I was like, man, I swear I did this. So I was using SG disk on this one. And... yeah. I was like, man, I swear I made a file in here. And this was going to do the pack strap, which we've already done. We've already done the formatting. We've already done the target mounts. And we can do the pack strap right here. Which I don't... Can we paste right into Proxmox? That would be cool. Yeah, that's not happening. But we can just do a pack strap, mount, base devil, and no confirm and needed. I think that should get us there. But yes, the pre-install script is something I've been working on. Probably messed something up on it. Again, I haven't tested this. But let's go ahead and take a peek. Chris fail tips. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, we'll get there, though. So, let's see here. Everything looks good. Oh, and I was going to do a systemd install. So the bootloader, we're going to do systemd on here. I was just looking through the script. Let's run this pre-install script as this should pretty much be what everybody wants to use. Oh, let's see. Oh, don't run it on this one. That would be great. Format my main studio machine for the gazillionth time. That'd be fantastic. So let's go ahead and run the pre-install. Pre-installs first, and then you go, once it boots into the system, 0 through 9. I couldn't remember the order I put it in. It is still early for me. All right, so this is the pre-install. Once you get in here, clone it, and then from the clone, reinstall. This will reformat our drives, but I don't care. Let's see what happens. Yeah, so this will automatically format your drive, so don't run it on like your main box. Obviously, that would not be good. So this, what it does is it says, hey, this is gonna format your drive. It does an LSB OK, so you can pick out what one is the actual thing. So we're gonna go dev SDA because that's our actual main disk for this machine. It should go through, format it. Let's see what happens. All right, so proceed anyways. Yes. I don't think it formatted anything because it was actually mounted, but it seemed like it would work. Yeah, so a lot of people are asking about like Linux from scratch or Gentoo. I will say they're fun to learn on, but it's hard to do a video about just because of the time it takes to set that up, and it appeals to such a small audience that it's something that I think you just need to explore on your own, as it's not something that I'm going to cover. I think the next big operating system thing I'm going to cover on the channel would probably be BSD, as BSD is something I've been saying I'd do for a long time, and I think that would be probably the next step for introducing something new. Instead of a Gentoo or an LFS, probably BSD is it's something I would like to cut my teeth on. So, like, I hate making distributions, or I hate making new distributions. So really, this is just going to be a customized Arch. You can call it whatever you want. I'll leave it to you guys, as this is something I want you guys to just run, and at the end of the day, you're just going to have the base Arch. And then, obviously, here in a month or two, we can switch over and do the same thing for Debian, to where it would automatically do a lot of this stuff as well. I'm curious to see what happens. So it's almost finished with the pack strap here. Let's see if it actually gets the system boot installed, because that was something I custom did. That wasn't actually existing code, so system boot can be a little tricky. But let's see what happens. It looks like it did the pack strap, and I don't know. I don't think it did the system boot. Boot CTL. Is that installed? Boot CTL, UEFI, secure boot disabled, setup mode user. Bootloader doesn't set ESP partition, which is fine. I didn't want to set the ESP partition. I wanted to throw everything in boot, as it's just easier that way. It looks like everything's set up to go. If we do a listing of boot, that's not comforting. I don't think we actually got the full install. Let's do a listing all. Listing all. Yeah, it didn't install. I was like, we should be seeing more stuff. So, to install this, let's just do a boot CTL install, see what happens. Input, output error, probe partition scheme, dev block 8.1. I'm unfamiliar with that error. Do we not have a kernel installed? Let's see. I think Packstrap should get the kernel. Looks like there's a kernel. Then we did the base. Maybe not. Let's just do a Pacman S Linux. Make init CPO. I guess we didn't install the kernel. Good spot. Thanks, guys. That would help. Yeah, Debian's gonna be fun. You guys know that's gonna be some shenanigans. That's gonna be a long stream. And I'm probably gonna need something to drink during that. You need a kernel. I love the chat. Installing Arch Live. Yeah, I still love the very first video I did. I think it was in late 2018 about Arch Linux. Coming back from a Christmas party. And we were pretty toasted. And me and my wife's like, are you going to make a video for real? And I was like, I need to make a video every day. And I was just obsessed with making, figuring out YouTube and stuff. And that was the drunk Arch install. That was fun. It actually worked fine. I mean, the Arch wiki is so well done that you can be drunk and still get it installed. So that's how good the Arch wiki is. And I still use the Arch wiki if you're Debian or Pop! OS, by the way. You can still use it, just know that the syntax is going to be a little off. And you need to correct that. But for the most part, I mean, hey. CTL install. Let's see what we get. Oh, I'm missing something else here, guys. Yeah, it doesn't seem that long ago, does it, Blackworm? It's funny how fast time goes. I'm coming up on 2 years on YouTube, actually. So in September, I would have done one of my first uploads. I think I did some other videos, but I ended up taking those down prior to that because it was just for like a prior employer that they didn't need anymore. So I went ahead and removed those videos. So the actually very first upload was September of 2018. So I messed up the partition scheme on the script is what you're saying. Well, all right then. So let's first exit. Let's get this right. I think we can get this right. Let's clear. I want to see if that script works with the full partitioning using SG disk instead of CG disk like we were using. Yeah, let's do that. We'll use CG disk right now. Let's just wipe these out. Let's see what it does by default. I'm curious on how I did on the script. I know I did bad, but hey, it's a first draft. Don't be so harsh. All right, let's try that pre-install script again. I want to see how it does with no partitions or anything in there. Linux, yeah, I did base devil. I probably should add Linux and Linux firmware. I agree with that, GSN. Icon themes should be material is usually what I do. All right, so it did make everything. Pretty much exactly how it was. So I'm looking here though. I don't know. Did I unmount those disks? I don't think I unmounted them. Let's do an LSB OK again. Now, let's just do a U mount A. Clear. CG disk. And we're gonna do dev SDA. Yeah, all right. Oops. All right, now we're clear. Now we're clear. I forgot to unmount the discs. I just want to make sure we started from a clean slate. So this would be a first boot with just a unpartitioned hard drive. I guess I should start the script off wiping off all the partitions and having like massive warnings everywhere. But again, this is just a first draft. Yeah, when we do the pack strap, we'll load it with Linux and Linux firmware. So let's take a peek here at our code. We're gonna load up the pre-install. And in the pre-install, I think here's the base devil. Let's load up Linux and Linux firmware. I think that should do it. Anything else I should add to this script before I go? because the formatting I think should be pretty straightforward. And then the actual here, generating my fstab, doing an arch chroot, and then doing the full install of the bootloader, creating the arch.conf EFI partition, or the actual EFI option in the bootloader, and then exiting, unmounting, and then we reboot. So. Yeah, probably throwing those in would probably be good. Yeah, let's just do Vim and Nano. Sudo. I think V is actually a dependency of Vim, so it should auto install that as well. I think that'd be a bit redundant. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do that. I think I have autosave on. Let's go ahead. GP, fix, pre-install. And then we'll flop back over to our install. All right, so let's quit out of this again. Wipe it all out. Let's, one more time. This whole stream's gonna be me partitioning for this, but hey, just kidding. All right, it did not actually partition those drives, so we should be good for the pre-install. All right, good. GitHub's gonna be like, hey, you need to give us money. You're abusing the hell out of us. I host my website, everything through there. So I'm like doing crap tons of commits. It's hilarious. I even got an email the other day, someone going, hey, I saw your GitHub and we'd like to sponsor something. I was like, it was a GitHub in my website actually. I was like, hey, that's the first website email I've ever gotten. I was kind of happy about that. But I don't do really sponsored content on my website. Unless it's something like I really love. I'm like, ooh, that's going to be neat. So I kind of try and keep the website just clean for projects and things. All right. We're going to do SDA. Let's see how it does. Data structure is destroyed. You may now partition the disk. All that looks solid. All right. That looks good. You see how the download speeds are? That's that about 2 to 3 megs, which is about as good as you can get on a lot of Arch repos. But if you don't do that, sometimes it's at like 200K and you just be sitting here watching the download forever. Raid Shadow Legends. I do get a lot of Raid Shadow Legends. Probably about at one point in time, I was getting upwards of 5 to 6 emails a week from Raid Shadow Legends. But Raid Shadow Legends uses all these subsidiaries to market, so it's like all these different people, and it's such a weird deal on how they do their marketing. They use like crap tons of marketing agencies, and they all reach out to YouTubers, so all of them give you like this huge range of different stuff. But needless to say, I'm not gonna do a Raid Shadow Legends thing. I installed the game and I hated it. I just hate mobile games in general. Oh, did I forgot to do the poll. Well, crap. Yeah. All right, we'll fix it. That's okay. I think I really wanted to test the partitioning to see how well that code was. The partitions are good, so when it fails here, we'll just fix it and install the other stuff from here. Yeah, so it dropped out right here. I think we can just do a Pacman S, Linux firmware, Vim, Nano. Yeah, I missed the git pull, man. We're already in the middle of the script. Let's just roll with it. Just know that you won't need to do this if you run the script. Should it work? We'll see. We're already deep in. Sudo's for noobs. I always run as root. Hey, it's all about the failure, guys. I always tell people you gotta fail before you succeed. So I like all my live streams to fail a bunch. Just so you can see just a normal install. And also, we're just kind of making something special here, I think. Once we get the script all in line, be little things that we fix here and there. You know. But overall, I think the script's working really well. I really like how the formatting worked out really good there. We're going to see if the actual partition tables are proper this time. The last time we got to this step, the partition tables weren't. So I'm curious to see if this CG disk or SG disk is what we're using for in the script. So this time around it uses SG disk. We'll see how well it does with the partition tables and how well it partitioned that EFI partition. How many times can I say partition? Hey, yeah, I do have a PhD in failure. I have failed a ton. But that's how you succeed. It's through failure. No, it's kind of counterintuitive, but it's true. So many people are just afraid to try stuff just because they'll be like, oh, I might look dumb. No. And it's really just about embracing it. It's all good. So today, actually, the weather in Texas is actually pretty cool. A high of 93 here. So we're actually almost got a cool front that moved in, which is awesome. So I'm pretty stoked, actually. All right, now let's do a boot CTL install, I believe. This is CH. Yeah, it is CH root, I believe. Yeah, we're CH root in. So we should be able to just do boot CTL install. That looked like it worked, but I don't think we have a loader if we go into... So this is using system deboot. So folks that never seen system deboot, it's actually easier than grub if everything's set up exactly right. But a lot of times it's not. So it can definitely throw you through a loop. If we go into our boot, let's see here. We have the Linux image. In EFI, we should have an actual loader file, which I don't see any loader. Let's see what we have in Linux. Oh, come on, man. All right. Yeah, we don't have any loader here. So if we do a ls systemd, nope, and ls a boot. Yeah, you need an actual loader in here, which this one does not have any loaders. Yeah, I'm gonna cut this up afterwards to where we'll actually have a full walkthrough. This is just kind of exploring it right out of the get-go. Like last week's stream, I went ahead and cut up and published here as well. David, can you start over again after this? Install Bedrock Linux. You know David's an OG when he says something about Bedrock. All right, let's take a look at our code here. I want to say need to make title that. And then make root. You know what? I don't think in the options. I don't think this is right anyways, because I think I need to use UUID when I'm making this loader. So under boot loader, we need to actually add those the directory and entries. I think we should be fine after that though. So let's we'll flip back over here and see what we got. Let's come back into the boot directory. Do an ls loader ls, and I think in entries we should see something, which we don't have anything. So let's make an arch.conf entry, and then here we'll make the title arch Linux. Can't remember. Is that... Yeah, there's no quotes. Title. All right. And then Linux, it's going to be VM. I can never remember the exact syntax. I should probably just be doing a pull from or a retrieve. We'll do that for the UUID so you guys can see some fun Vim shenanigans. And let's see, VM Linux. Yeah, Clive, a lot of people are wondering why roll your own. This isn't really rolling your own distribution. This is just a highly customized Arch Linux, really, is what it is. So that's what's up. And the whole reason for doing this is just to have bare bones. Every single package we're picking is going to be needed or used. So at the end of the day, we'll have a very, very minimal. We're not using any desktop environments in this build. Everything's going to be done with either a window manager and just base packages. And init rd and init ram fs linux.image. See if there's anything else. Oh, forgot my Linux. Image. We'll double check this as well. And then on the last line, I think we just need options. And this is where we'll need to... Oh, crap. I can't escape. Let's do key press, escape. And from here, we're going to do a full retrieve of BLKID, and we're going to grep SDA 1 or SDA 2. So we're going to actually grep. Actually, let's grep ext4. I believe would be. Oh, I'm trying to think of what I named this. I don't think I named. Yeah, let's just grab the whole BLKID and then we'll just clean it up. All right, so we don't need SDA1. We'll delete that. SDA2, we'll just get rid of. And then let's just punch into insert mode. And then we're just going to pull this back, grab just the UUID. And that should be it. Let's escape that. And then we're just going to delete the rest of the line. So I'm just grabbing the UUID and we're just building this one systemd entry out. It's weird that I think there's some program for systemd. I can't remember what it is, but it'll actually build the loader files for you. I need to look more into that so I'm not custom building it like this, as that's a little bit of a hassle. Root equals, I want to say this is just root equals UUID and then I do all of that. But let's look at an example here. Which, you know what? Let's just pull up a whole new deal. Arch.conf boot CTL. Systemd boot. And if we look at the actual loaders, you can see that's what that would look like. A lot of them say use a label. I had issues with the label. I really like to use UUID on all of my loaders, just so you always get the proper one. But I think we can do just a singular quote and then just root equals UUID or UUID and then the number and then RW afterwards, and that should be enough. So this one, let's just go ahead, delete that. We'll put root in equals and quote it, and then end up with the RW at the end. I always keep hitting escape. Darn VMs. But anyways, this is a good test. And then we'll save and quit. So for clear list, we can cat that arch. And this is what our boot should be. Sometimes you can do a U code in here. I don't think I need the U code on this. Maybe I do. Let's see. I don't have it over here, but I did notice on this one, having the Intel U code, which this is an Intel on this guy. I don't know if I actually need that for the VirtualBox or not. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. And when I say Linux is Linux, a lot of this is universal. So right now I don't see a U code anywhere in here as far as the image. Also matching what we just installed on that. So if we cat into loader, cat loader, entries, arch. I always, like, anytime I make a custom boot entry, just checking to make sure that, like, this right here, VM Linux, also matches this file. Then we also have init ram fs-linux, init ram fs-linux right here. So those files are good, but don't put entries in here for files you don't have. Obviously, that would not work. So that should be it. And then just finally, let's do a blk ID, match up this just to make sure that that's good. And we always like to use the very first UUID. Don't use the part UUID, as this is what you want. I think all that looks pretty good. And we'll go ahead and exit it out. Now, what you might see it in chat a little bit is, if it was a Ryzen or an Intel, you might see other things in just the boot directory. When you do a listing, you might see AMD-U code or Intel-U code. You'd want to add that option into the loader file per the entry in here. So you can actually see that right here, but we don't need to do it in this instance. So we'll exit out, umount all. That should be enough. And I think we can try and reboot this guy, and I think it should boot directly in. Let's go ahead and shut it down and then try to boot to it. Just one last check on our script just to see if there was anything else we missed. Not really. I think that should get us exactly where we need to go. So let's do a shutdown now. Yeah, and I'll be working on this script. The script's probably going to take me maybe a week or two to finish up, and then I'll consolidate it more into it. Probably 2 scripts, one for the pre-install, one for the post-install, which we're about to engage in actual post-install. So this is going to actually be a non-installation media. So let's get out of here, and I'm going to basically remove that ISO or remove that thumb drive just by coming into here. Let's go ahead and pull out this this one right here. And actually, I think we can actually edit, and I think I'll just put no installation media right now. Come back into our console. We'll start it up. So this is basically the same thing as removing our thumb drive. And if we did this right, we would actually have an Arch Linux UEFI option. But we did not do it right. So, oh, man. All right. Boot manager. It just did not like me, did it? Nope. All right, we'll shut her down. Do a hard stop on this machine. Go ahead, add it back in. That's unfortunate. Wanted that to work, but hey. Let's see what's going on with it. This is actually probably a good example of a bootloader repair. So let's take a look. Might need, you know what? I think I needed to do boot CTL install once more on this. Let's take a peek. Oh, was it a typo? I might have had a typo. Yeah. And I think I should have that, yes. So we're booting basically back in because we failed the install of our bootloader. Wallpaper, I think, is just grabbed from Reddit of the day. I made a video about that on the wallpapers. However, I found a better program called Variety. I think it was by Peter, I can't remember his name, but he did a fantastic, way better than the GitHub project I had. and I've started using that, but I just hadn't switched all the way yet. All right, so now we're back into here. All right, let's mount everything again and see what's up. So we're gonna go ahead and mount dev SDA2 to MNT, and then we're gonna mount dev SDA1, which is actually our boot partition, to MNT boot, and then we're gonna go arch chroot into MNT. What this does is basically say, hey, we can't boot into this, so we just mount everything manually, and then we basically jump into it. So it's as if we booted into the system. Now we can actually repair things. So let's do a boot CTL install. Taking a look here. We were running in a virtualized environment. Created EFI entry Linux bootloader. I think that should be enough. Oh. Let's see. Because I didn't run the boot CTL install before doing the actual Arch install, which if we look in ls boot loader entries, there's our arch.conf. Let's go ahead and cat that, by the way, just to make sure there was no syntax errors. Because we got the title, Linux. I double checked all the file names already. We still have the dashes. initRD, options, root. I did change, we might check the options root. Instead of using UUID, we could use label, or we could use something else. But I really like using UUID. So I think maybe just we mixed up the boot CTL install. So let's take a look here. Let's go ahead and reboot. Oh, I did. Man, you guys are sharp. Sharp this morning. I did do a syntax error. All right. Let's see. Linus. Yes. I think that should do it. Ah, crap. I keep doing that. Oh well. And we'll hit escape. Let's ls boot. And let's cat that one more time. Just to make sure. I even double checked this, guys, on the stream. I can't believe I missed this, but I did do a Z. And everything else is correct. All right, now we can actually do a reboot. Yeah, I wanted to do all this through a script, and I ended up doing a lot more manual stuff than I wanted. But you know. Oh crap. I think we forgot to actually set the root password. Oh man. Oh, okay. All right, one more thing about the script I missed. Oh, that's sad. That's sad. Oh, that's brilliant. I love it. I locked myself out. All right, let's get in and fix that real fast, shall we? One more time with feeling this time around. It did boot properly, so we got that. Yeah. Totally forgot the password WD. Let's pop over here. Before we exit, make sure we set that password, which actually I think that's in the 0 setup script. So this actually should be, let's see, where are we gonna set this? Time, date, blah blah blah. User add, I think we'll probably just grab all of this user part You know what? I don't even like this echo that we got going on. It's just too much. And we're going to just grab this section. All needs to be there. Man, that's hilarious. I can't believe I forgot the password. See, this is... It should be in here, but oh well. And I think we can just go ahead and grab all of this section. Copy it. Actually, we're going to actually cut this. Let's cut this. And we'll finish that out. So we're going to add this section right into here under the bootloader. And paste it. User part. We're going to need the variables, which we should have from this section. I'm going to leave that there just because there's other things in here that will use those variables as well. We'll go home with it. And I'm not going to rerun this whole script again, start over, but we'll go ahead and just pop this in here. I just wanted to put a placeholder so I don't forget. So if anybody does use this script after the fact, they're not going, hey, what the hell? I can't log into my distro. That would be funny though. But I'm not that cruel. All right, so for this one, we do need to do password. Let's just log back in and do it manually. But probably will do the user group. Nah, we'll set the root and just do all this in post. Let's just do the root for now. So, all right, let's give it a reset. Actually, you know, we probably should do a full stop here. And then I need to probably reorganize my boot process under options, boot order. Let's change this around. We're gonna put CD-ROM up here and start this guy back up. The cool thing about doing systemd boot, I know this is a little bit of a pain in the butt compared to Grub, but I will say it does boot a little faster, like a second faster maybe. I don't know. But also, like a lot of people are saying systemd boot, or systemd's boot is bloat. And most instances are right, but in this one, if you use everything in systemd, it's not necessarily bloat. It's just, you know, it's one of those things. But getting rid of like cronny and some things in systemd, you know, some things systemd has is just not very good. But systemd boot, I've actually kind of grown to like a little bit. Not like love. I mean, I still love Grub better, but it's not as bad as I initially did it. You know, made it out to be, I should say. All right, let's mount our drives and then assign root a password, shall we? Oh, man. So we got that. Now we're just going to chroot in to that. And then we're going to set our password. Exit, umount all, and then just do shut down now. Normally you could just do a restart and then pull the thumb drive out, but since we're using the VM and kind of doing it this way, I'm going to have to go into settings and change this around so it's not quite as fluent, but we'll get there. And now we can actually just take this. We're just going to remove it for now. Come back and start our system back up. So now we should be able to actually boot into our system. Cool. All right, here we go. So now we go root. And 1 second. Now we go root. We're in. So now we can actually authenticate. So we are actually booting into our own base distro. And we don't have very many packages. just to show you, as we do this, I want to just do a S. Let's grab a neofetch real fast. Oh, actually, Pac-Man, we need to actually update our repositories. Oh, crap, we don't even have... Network manager. What a disaster. All right. Crap. I know, GeoCid. You said network manager. Crap. All right. I forgot. You guys are very patient, I'll say that much. Love y'all. Jeez. I'm just gonna actually reorder this next time. Oh, man. So we don't have to keep ejecting it. Alright. It's entertaining. Well, I'm glad it's entertaining. At the end of the day, it's just some fun things that I think we all can get through, and it just kind of shows you some of the learning experiences. Like I said, Arch is really meant to learn more about Linux. Like, there's certain things that you just don't realize go into a distribution, pretty much any operating system, but you have to think about every little thing. And if you miss something, well, you won't be able to log in, or you won't be able to get any Ethernet, any networks. So yeah, that's a thing. I think I remember all this, so let's one more time. I keep saying one more time, but it's probably going to be like 5 more times. Let's be honest. Arch chroot, and we're going to come right into MNT. Pac-Man. S, network manager. Oh, not network manager. What? What was the package? I think it was in setup. Did I have? Nope, I didn't have it in setup. I think it was base. Oh, network manager, no dash. I think should get me there. We might need DHC, DH client as well. So network manager and DH client, I think, is all we really need to get our get up and running. So if we go Pac-Man -S network manager and DH client, that should grab everything we need to get everything going. I think we need to enable the service on startup, as I don't think it's enabled right out of the get-go. So I think we need to do a system control enable network manager. Oh, maybe it's DHCPD, maybe? DHCPD, I think? Nope. Crap. What was the service? Alright. If we forget the service, we can just do a list. Well, was it list units? Help. Help to the rescue. List units, there we go. Ah, man. I'm really getting tired of hitting escape and then having that go down. Next time, I'm doing it on a bare metal. Doing it in a VM's not fun. That's why I don't really do VMs on a lot of my videos. I hate them. Oh, is it caps? Oh, okay. Network manager. There we go. Okay. That should get us... Am I missing a DHCP service, though? Am I crazy for getting that? Yeah. I think we're just rolling off of the community right now. I think Network Manager actually has DHCP built in. I could be wrong on that one, though. I feel like there's something there. Nope. That's all I need. All right. Everyone says we got it, so this time we should be able to get it. Oh my word. Back at our script, let's go ahead and jot that down in our pre-install, by the way. Before we exit, doing the user part. Also, we need to get base networking, and we're gonna just do Pacman S network manager and DH client, and we're gonna do no confirm. And I want to say there was one other thing I needed to top in there, and dash needed, yes. Needed. That should get us there for the base networking as well. So, with that, we should be able to finally reboot. I'll commit all these changes after the fact, but let's get rid of these two. Those are going to be redundant. And I think we can go ahead and restart. So we'll go ahead. That's good. Come back into our thing. We can exit. We'll just do a U mount. I know I should probably do like a U mount dev SDA1, SDA2, but I'm just lazy and I just want to do it all. So that's what's up with all the error messages. It's just me being lazy. I think we can go ahead and restart. I think we can go EFI shell. Oh, no. Ah, darn it. It's just, nope. Let's do a hard stop. Once again, ArchWiki, I am calling upon you. So true. And we'll just eject our installation media. Where you at? Edit. Do not use. Launch again. Oh, yeah. In the script, we need to enable that service as well. So we need to do a syscontrol. System, CTL, enable, network manager. Oh, no hyphen. Network manager. That should get us there as well. So that pre-install should have everything we need. I'm sure there's something I'm forgetting. I'll have to run it a bunch. I'll have to clean it up. Like I said, don't take this script thinking it's finished, as it's definitely still a work in progress, as we've seen on today's stream. All right. So now, yay, we have IP. We'll first update our databases. And then let's do a listing. All listing. All right, yeah, this is bare bones, so we're not really using anything. Let's see where we start with. So this is as bare bones Linux distro as you can get. I'm already starting to bloat it up with NeoFetch. I hear you guys. I don't even need to look at chat to know that's what you guys are saying. All right, so bare bones Linux distro, about 67 megs of memory being used, 163 packages. So overall, I mean, that's pretty light. So we will be using Awesome Window Manager. We will not be using any desktop environments. However, there's going to be pieces of desktop environments we might grab, like LX Appearance, I think is one. A lot of X utilities I like to use. I switched off X Screensaver and I'm now using XFCE Power Manager. I love the XFCE Power Manager. I think it's one of the best. So I'm just kind of piecemealing a little bit of this. But what I don't want is to hit a large desktop package and install an entire desktop environment and blow it up this whole system. As if this ever goes over like 1,000 packages, I did something wrong. So I think from here, let's go ahead. And now we have to install some of our stuff, which git, curl. That should be able to get us most of the way there. And we're gonna git clone. Notice that the installation media is different from the actual install, so that's why we're cloning it twice. And we're gonna just go Christize Tech, Archmatic. And then we can actually do a listing. I need to grab my aliases. It's driving me batty. All right. Anywho. All right. LSAL. And we should have all executing scripts. And we can run our setup. And this should create our user, get everything exactly how it should be. Oh. Somebody says Arch. Somebody doesn't like Awesome Window Manager. Hater. All right, we'll call this one Titus Arch. For the host name, username, we're going to call this Titus. Password, super secure. And here we go. This should start customizing the distro itself using just the 0 setup. And then we'll walk through each step and see what we get. Awesome is horrible. It doesn't have any bloat. GNOME is the best. Everything is bloated. I can't argue with that logic. All right, let's see here. Locale did not work. I'm not worried about that. Locale's not going to mess with anything. Oh, I did try to change my shell to ZSH. That's not installed. Users. Did the user part not work? Oh, it was trying to set the user, so in here, echo user, it was trying to create the Titus user right here. This did not work. User add -m, my syntax is off. So let's fix that. Let's take user add. This is where you just pull it up. If you're unsure of the syntax, just go to Arch Wiki, user add. Let's see what it gives us. mg-s login shell username. So it probably errored out because it was trying to set ZSH and that. So let's take a peek here. No, it wasn't. Groups shell. Huh. Let's take a peek again. G. I think honestly we just change this dash groups to I don't think this matters at all. Just I really like the single letters instead of the dashes, but the dashes do explain a little bit more of what's going on. Hey, thanks for becoming a member. Appreciate it, Pan. Let's see here. So we have that. Let's set, I think it requires that. Set the shell to bin and ZSH. And we probably will need that package prior to doing this. All right, let's save that out. Now let's test this syntax in our actual install here, just to make sure the shell script will work. So we're gonna go user add -m -G for groups, users, comma, wheel. So we're adding the groups users and wheel. And then also we do shell, lowercase s, bin, ZSH. And actually we're gonna make this bash for now because I have not installed ZSH, and then the user Titus. User Titus already exists. All right, well, there we go. Black Worm, how's it going, man? You're a patron and also now a YouTube member. That's awesome, man. Thanks for all the assistance over the years. Now I can say that it's almost been 2 years. I can say years, because Black Worm's an original OG of the channel as well. And he's all over YouTube, honestly. I've seen a lot of his comments on many other Linux YouTube channels. All right, so we have our user. Everything looks good there. Anything else I'm missing here? So we got down to the setup phase, went through. We did mess up the locales. Probably this locale gen. Let's generate the locale gen just to see what happens. But locale. Jen. I'm spelling locale wrong, aren't I? No, okay, no, we're good. So it did grab ENUS UTF-8, so that's good. Might need to troubleshoot that further, but we'll see what else we have. Username. Oh, okay. I'll go back and check it too. Like I said, there's still a lot of cleanup here. I just want to get the base, like a rough draft of this script done on the stream, just so everyone can see like a basic build. Overall, though, I think we got pretty much all of this in. The locale's good. I don't think we really need these locale CTL lines. Although the collating, like if you ever want to do like ETC environment, LC collate, if you have a capital C in here, it prioritizes capital letters over lowercase letters. So if you ever have that problem where you're looking in a Linux file browser and it's shoving all the lowercase stuff below the caps, it's collating it. So you need to change the LC collate and just make it a zero, just null it out. All right, I think that should do this section of it. We got all that. We got the locales. Host name is set. The sudoers, I think we're pretty much good. Let's move on to the base install. I think the base install is going to work a lot faster. This is a more simplistic portion of the script, so even though this first part is a bit bumpy, we should see that it is going to be working a lot faster. So let's do it all. And this is where we should be able to just go one base, and this should go through and just work. But no. Oh, jeez. I missed something. Oh, okay. Looks like I might have an extra bracket. Yep. Ah, love it. I might as well check to see if there's an extra bracket on all these. No. Nope. Just that one. Well, that figures. Syntax fix. And another git commit. How many git commits can we get on a live stream? I think we're at like 5. Ah, that's greatness. All right, let's pull our changes, shall we? All right. And now we can do this. Now this should install. This is doing Xorg, and I think I put little brackets here to see what all's going on, but I'll try and say what's happening as it's installing. So right now it's just doing all the Xorg stuff, which is this display renderer. Oh yeah. While that's installing, let's go over to the pre-install network manager. Oh, that darn tricky Vim. All right. Thank you. All right. So Xorg's going in. And this shouldn't be too many packages. Xorg's a little bit bloated, but this is where like the graphic user element comes into play in many distros. It's a little bit heavier. Now we're getting into still doing Xorg, it looks like. Now we're getting into Mesa, some utilities, it looks like. Going a little fast. I didn't think I gave this VM that much power. This is grabbing some theming, it looks like. G settings. And sound. And a power manager too. XFC power manager. So how this is structured, why I love this original project, even though the original Archmatic didn't really have much, like it looks completely different from the fork. I loved the original guy that made it because this code was so darn clean that anybody, a non-coder, could fork this project and change these packages around. So it's not surprising, like the best part of this script that just pretty much works is the part that I didn't code. I probably shouldn't tell you all that, but it's true. It is very clean, and I love how this was coded. But I can't take credit for it. All right, we're going through. This is installing Rofi, Awesome Window Manager, some others. So we'll see what happens after this gets going. We can actually opt to not do a display manager if we wanted. So if you don't like logging into your PC, you can actually just skip it and not install like LightDM or GDM or SDDM, whatever display manager you want, or login manager, I should say. You can actually skip them if you don't like that, but obviously that's not secure. Yeah, so this is actually the first test I've done of this script, obviously. So yeah, it's a fun little project, something that's going to take longer than a live stream, but I at least wanted to do the first rough run through of it, just to kind of clear some stuff out and get it to a point where you can actually take it, fork it, and make your own distro. I say your own, but really it is just Arch as a base, and then you're just installing just every package that you want, and making it to where it should be mostly automated. All right, so this one is finished for the base, and now we can move on to the software. The software portion is just like your basic utilities that are needed, a file manager, that type of thing. So let's go ahead and run it. So we're gonna go to software, Pacman. So this is just gonna be some little things. I am adding the LTS kernel. If you're ever running Arch, you always want the LTS kernel, because there's gonna be times things break. So that's why. And also, like, this basic setup should get you to basically how my desktop looks as well. So it should be a very, very minimal install with pretty much everything that you need, or everything that I use. But if there is something missing, fork it, add whatever packages you want to it, or remove packages. Because there's things that I know a lot of the Linux community hates that I use, like VS Code, and some other probably software packages in there as well. Yeah, I'm gonna pull out chat while we're waiting here. Yeah, I think Sparky has the link for the GitHub project, but you can just go to Chris Titus Tech. I might GitHub, and it should be all there. Yeah, VS Code is highly bloated. There is no doubt about that. And there's a crap ton of extensions. Like, I install like the Vim extension, a bunch of different stuff, because I like kind of using Vim inside of VS Code, which is blasphemy in itself. I do see a lot of people say XFCE is so ugly. It is on the initial install. I really wish the developers of XFCE would change the initial look, because XFCE can look so beautiful. Way better than Mate, even more aesthetically pleasing than GNOME if you set it up right. I mean, I did a customization video on it, I think in early 2019, and you know, XFCE is not bad. It just looks terrible out of the box, and I think it would go a long way if the developers actually just changed that. But you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. Oh man. Yeah, so I what desktop environment am I using? This is no desktop environment. We're not installing a desktop environment here. This is just gonna be the bare bones packages. We're gonna use pieces from desktop environments. Like we've already installed, I think, XFCE 4 Power Manager. I think there's Nautilus. I'm using the file manager from GNOME. I like Nautilus from GNOME. We'll be using almost no KDE stuff. We are using some theming from KDE, like Breeze. If you do any Kdenlive stuff, like obviously all my videos is done in Kdenlive. Breeze is almost mandatory, so some theming from KDE, the KDE team. But most all the packages with KDE I really dislike, so I don't use that. Awesome Window Manager is the window manager, actually. And I think I have Light DM in this script as well. So we'll see how many packages this bloats us up to, too, as well. So if we're looking through here on the actual script side of things, let me pull this over. Here's what we're grabbing right now. Grabbing like spell checker, XPDF, some graphics and design stuff, like GIMP and Kdenlive, OBS Studio, Celluloid for a video player. I really love Celluloid on Linux for a video player. Very clean, very minimal. Some things in here that you probably won't need, like almost all of this right here, most people won't want or need unless you're building packages. I like to have Git, GCC, like a compiler for C, all those things, just so I can easily build stuff out through the AUR with no problem. Couple other things in the general utilities. Flameshot, FreeRDP, Nautilus, Ramina, FreeRDP, so you can log into Windows-based systems, VNC, so you can use the VNC section of Ramina. Nautilus is the file manager I already went over. Veracrypt, that's disk encryption. A lot of people talk about like BitLocker and a lot of the trusted platform, TPM as it's called, trusted platform module chips that are in a lot of laptops. All that is developed by Microsoft, so I don't know how much I trust Microsoft with encryption. So, I mean, call me a little tinfoil hat here. So Veracrypt is kind of what I'd like to do in that regard when encrypting specific files. Obviously using like Luke's or any open source project to encrypt your home directory and those types of things. Probably needed if you're interested in that security portion, but if you're not, you can just remove that package. And Variety, that's that wallpaper manager I talked about earlier as well. Yeah, so I've looked at WSL. I really, it's so buggy right now. Like the transition between WSL 1 and WSL 2 has been... WSL 2 is way more performant. There's no doubt about that. But when it comes to its actual functionality and bugs, it's really buggy. Right now, there's a really bad bug going around that I got bit with, I should say, is with WSL 2, I'm having a hard time grabbing an internet connection. I need to spend more time on it. I'm sure I could figure it out. I was just like, whatever. I just set the version to 1 and just used 1 for whatever I needed at the time. But needless to say, WSL2 still has some fine-tuning to go. It's not very good. I wouldn't use it as a base for much of anything right now. Disk utilities. This just basically allows me to access any disk utilities. Terminal utilities, I use an extensive amount. So, obviously, a lot of this stuff you guys won't need, but this is just what I like for my stuff. But it's neat that if there's unsure what package this is, I went ahead and filled out all these little things on the side so you know what's up. And this is installing quite a bit of stuff too, by the way. It's getting into the KDE themes I was talking about earlier. Yeah, I actually have the Penguin distro. I think it's a RHEL based, isn't it? Or it's actually CentOS based. Can't remember. I remember I got it on sale for like $9 on the Microsoft Store. So I probably should install that distro just to see what's up with it. As I think Ubuntu is really the main one most people use on it. The system specs on this guy is 4 megs of memory, 2 cores, 32 gigs of memory, or 32 gigs on the hard drive. So, not much. If we look at, let's see what we're at on the NeoFetch already. Yeah, we're already up to 800 packages. Woo! Yeah, we're getting close to that 1,000 package marker, but pretty much everything's installed except for the AUR stuff, which I don't really use much in the AUR, so this should go pretty quick. This just installs... Oh, oops, my bad. Let's switch user to Titus. and then do a listing. I think I can just do that. Let's see what that gives me. Yes. We'll just switch from root to Titus to get this portion. That's a good thing to know. No, I think it'll be fixed in the final script because you'll log in as your user that you created. So that's fine. That's totally fine. Yeah, only it's only 4 megs of memory. 4 gigs of memory. My bad. We'll run an HTOP after this and see where we're at. Because we only have one more script after the AUR, and that's going to be the post setup script, which just does some fine tuning. We can look at that right now. For the AUR, you'll see not grabbing much. Just like i3 lock, Synology Drive, FreeOffice, some screen key, LBRY, which is a open source, decentralized like YouTube alternative, Brave for my browser. If you don't like Brave, switch this out to like Firefox. The LightDM WebKit, the Aether theme for LightDM is great. Material theme and Papyrus. That's a cool name, Papyrus, for that as well. So these will get you going as well. And then for the post install, we're doing some power saving stuff at the very beginning, disabling like the terminal bell. Flipping through here. We'll see if I got any syntax errors. Probably do based on the very first part of the script. Updating star to X. But most of this should be fine. This adds the LTS kernel into systemd. Not too much here, I don't think. Enabling LightDM. Cups and Bluetooth. And then just cleaning out some of this stuff. I think right now I made it to where when you're installing, it won't ever prompt for a password. This actually removes the no password prompt from sudo errors. So when you type sudo, it's going to say, hey, what's the password? Which you want, obviously for security reasons. And then actually add the sudo errors right here. So it should be good. All right. I did need to look at doing a no confirm on that. GSN right now, the reason why I'm using Brave Nightly is for the Sync v2. They're about to push that, I think, to beta. So I can probably drop off the Nightly and go to beta, because Sync v2 is awesome. Like think if you look at my Brave videos a year ago, the reason why I wasn't using it, I was using Vivaldi, was mainly because Vivaldi's sync was way better than the version 1 of Brave Sync. But now V2's out, and V2 sync it's solid. It's good. So that's why you're seeing more of my videos, me using Brave on my browser, because of Sync v2. Oh, is Sync v2 unavailable and stable? All right, I can switch off of it. Well then, so you don't even need Nightly anymore. I'll probably switch after the stream then. So I hate running daily builds, for sure. Brave Sync's a little interesting. Studi, thanks for the sticker, man. Much appreciated. Yeah, Vivaldi isn't open source. Brave is open source. So those are two differences. For those in the Linux community that really proprietary stuff bothers you, just know that. Like right now, we're installing some proprietary software. If you look right down here, you'll notice that I'm installing FreeOffice. I love FreeOffice. Although there's OpenOffice, there's LibreOffice, there's a ton of different Office alternatives. So if you don't want proprietary software, don't install FreeOffice, because it is proprietary as well. Hey, I just noticed the alerts are actually kind of working. So Streamlabs is actually better than Stream Elements in this regard. At least their API is reading the YouTube a bit better. No, Brave still doesn't hijack links. What was happening was Brave was putting in their affiliate links when you were going to another website. As a user, it doesn't really matter. But if I was an affiliate, I would be really mad because, well, anytime that happens, they're basically taking money from that affiliate for someone that was going to go to that website anyways. So it was a little shady. There's no doubt about that. But from an end user perspective, I don't think it really mattered per se, other than the fact that it's just shady to do. Well, Yay and PawMac are different things. Like PawMac's just a GUI front end that interfaces with Yay or Trizen or whatever AUR helper. Yay's an AUR helper, which allows you to build stuff directly from the community. So if a package doesn't exist in the repository, it can go to the AUR or the Arch user repository and just grab from there. That's what we're doing right now. And it helps build stuff. So the AUR helpers, and then there's Pacman, which is the actual package manager that installs packages, official packages from the repositories in here. And then PawMac and Octopi, you see people talking about that in chat. PawMac and Octopi are basically GUI interfaces, just graphic user interfaces for the AUR helpers and also Pacman. So they use both actually of whatever AUR helper you have. I'm using Yay. And so it's able to interface with Yay and also that section. All right, we're going to cancel this. I'm tired of waiting on it. Let's just cancel that. I don't think there really wasn't that much left. Let's just do a Vim. Oh, what are we at? I think 3. And what we're going to do here, we were at free office. All right. Ah, darn it. Oh, darn escape key. It has been the absolute Achilles heel here. All right, we're gonna fix some of this stuff. We're gonna. All right, 1 second. Let's get through here. I'm just gonna clear out some of this stuff, guys, just so we can get on with it. I'm not gonna commit this. We're just gonna get on here just so we can get through this install, as I don't want it to run too far on the stream, because I want people to see the actual end product here. So let's just do that. And go there. This should fly through and get the rest of our stuff going. We just need a couple of the themes and i3 lock just to see the desktop. Just installed Microsoft Office. Love it, man. Oh my gosh. Hey, there's Office Online. Yeah, you know, there's you can make little apps. I forget what the program's called. I know what was it? Peppermint OS has basically it'll put a wrapper around a website. But you can do that in any distro. I can't remember what the actual package was that did the wrapper. But if you like wanted like a Windows-esque wrapper and just use like Word Online or Outlook Online, you can do it. And I mean, it would be just as functional if you had everything there already. Yeah, ICE. That's it, Michael. All right, so we got all that in. Now we can do the post install, and we should be able to boot up here. And there we are. And it did not grab my... did not grab everything. Let's restart. Let's just do... Let's see it from the beginning here. Didn't quite work as well as I thought it would. We hit the desktop though. Let's see. All right, got my display in just fine. that worked in the script. This part did not. Oh, you know what it is? I bet you. Let's go into the config file. There's not even an awesome config. All right, so I know what happened. Git clone. I forgot to clone my configuration into here. So github.com, and we're gonna just clone this directly into here, and we should have pretty much an identical setup to what I'm running on most of my systems. So material, awesome, and then we're gonna run that to .config, awesome. And then we should be able to reload this, and we should have pretty much my desktop that you see on all my videos. And then we'll run a neo fetch once it's all cleaned up and pretty. And then I'm gonna work on this script some more. But this was the very first run through of it. So, no, I mean, technically you could kind of follow along, but it's gonna error in parts. What happened with Akari notices? All right, let's try reload awesome here. We're gonna just go awesome, restart. Oh, there we go. So we've got that. My little Synology drive. So now we have the desktop. So this isn't using, and if I do Terminator, I would use my hotkeys, but it's just gonna pull up my stuff. So I can actually pull this in, and if I did it right, we should be able to do some translucent effects and some other stuff. I did switch the project out. I don't know if Akari's in chat, but when it comes to Material Awesome, I did do PyCom instead of Compton. Compton's been deprecated for a while now, so we can actually ditch that. So we're gonna actually just change this around. You know, I'll probably use monospace for now. I do have a video coming out next week going over terminal customization, so to make terminal look decent, but we're gonna just clean this up just a hair. Monospace. Let's go regular and blow that up a little bit. Background, let's add a little transparency, shall we? 69% transparency. And we'll use some themes. We'll go green on black. I like that. And we should be solid here. So let's close that out. Pull that back up. And yeah, that didn't work. Crap. Let's relaunch. Now, did I miss PyCom? I might have missed it. No, I didn't. All right, let's give it another reboot. See what we get. All right, here we go. Yeah, I'm still using Terminator, man. I still like it. I do change things around a little bit. Like, you see that top portion? I do like to get rid of that. The window borders. And just cleaning up this a bit. Let's look at this. Also, for setting the resolution, we don't really have a resolution to set. We could use like a randar to change things up a bit. But we'll go into that just a second. Where is the title bar? There it is. Ah, there we go. All right. Get it nice and clean. I want a little transparency there. I have PyCom installed. For whatever reason, I think I'm missing a dependency. I might need to reboot too, just to verify that though. Let's go ahead, restart, just so we don't have any shenanigans going on. But we've pretty much got it all done with our own custom window manager, everything in. Not exactly perfect on that script though. Like I said, that script still needs a lot more polish. All right. Type that in. Let's go ahead. Terminator. Yep, still don't have that transparency. I'll work on the transparency. For now, let's do a neo fetch. Not bad. I mean, it's not bad. So memory usage, this whole operating system's rocking about 200 megs of memory. It's using about 800 packages, which is not bad. Not like, oh my god, look at me, I've done it in minimal packages, because we installed a crap ton of stuff here. We have full functionality of like our here should be like Nautilus. Oh, we gotta fix some of the theming too. I should write this down. But let's look at LX appearance real fast. I have pretty much everything in here. Let's fix this and go material dark. Apply that. Color theme. I do need to find a better icon theme. I think Papyrus Dark is probably my favorite. Mouse cursor theme. This is where I need to do better. Like, I get this ugly black mouse cursor. I'm just like, meh. Not a big fan of. So that's something I still need to work on. This, let's go ahead and launch back into it. Yeah, still ignoring it. We could fix that as well by changing the environment variables around. And we already rebooted, right? I'm pretty sure we rebooted. This thing reboots so fast, even on this little crappy core. Let's do an H-top, see what we got. Oh no, I actually assigned it 4 cores, so there's that. But it is less than 4 gigs of memory. Ooh, you know, Lind from chat says Capitine cursors, great cursor theme. Let's see. Let's pull that up. Oops. No. Let's go. Let's see. Let's try this Capitine cursors. I've never heard of this before. So thank you, random person in chat. Let's explore. Let's make it awesome. Pun intended. Mouse cursor theme. Oh, dude, this is a Mac OS inspired theme. Clean. I mean, it's better than this. Better than that garbage. I like that. Capitine cursors. All right, we need to write that down. We need to write that down into our post setup script here. And I probably just gonna make a little note here. Let's just do this, and we're gonna go Capitine cursors. Let me make sure I spelled that right. Did I? It's kind of a weird spelling. Capitine cursors, environment variable. So we have some consistency. So the thing we're missing is, oh no, there's the consistency. All right, so yeah, it did do all my customizations as well. It just took a reboot. You guys do notice I am using a modified Nautilus with a shell cursor. So like as I move, I can actually go, oh, okay, yeah, I need to do a get, pull, whatever it is, and grab it. So have all that. So, oh wait, nope, I'm not in the project. Oh, yeah. I was like, oh, hey, it fixed itself. No, it didn't. I was like, man, that's awesome. All right, but yeah, Capitine cursors will add. But yeah, overall, this is pretty much the base setup. Obviously, still some fine tuning to do with universal doing, which we can actually do that right now. Actually, let's pull up. Ooh, I don't have a browser. Never mind. Can't grab that, I don't think. Oh, no, I can. Let's go into config. Awesome. Let's cat the readme file. And we need this guy right here. We'll copy that. We'll sudo vim etc environment. And we're just going to drop this right in here. Fix some of the nonsense we have going on. Escape key, you are the bane of my existence. I hate you, VMs. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. All right. And then we will quit out, sudo reboot, and then we'll be pretty much done with our custom distro. But really, it's just Arch with minimal package installs with no desktop environment. As you see, desktop environments definitely do bloat things up a bit. So we'll just log in. I like that new theme. The double cursor theme's just because it's a VM, but should be dark. And now you have consistency across the whole environment. Whether it's a GTK or a Qt app, you have consistency. So pretty darn awesome. But that's Awesome Window Manager in a nutshell. That's what I use on my main box. The whole idea of this script is to kind of build this out in Arch. Like I said, we're going to revisit this once I get this Arch script kind of cleaned up a bit. Then we're going to go over to Debian. Because pretty much every distro falls into most of these things, and also like Fedora. We'll do a Fedora one too. But you know, just to show that when it comes to distributions, it's really about the syntax and just getting things cleaned up. This went pretty smooth for the most part. For it being the very first run through of a fresh script, I thought it was pretty good. Obviously the start and post definitely need some work. I'm terrible at bash scripting, but I'm getting better. And yeah, that's about it. When it comes to building your own, we'll do, this one was Arch based. Again, next month, let's plan on doing a Debian based run through of this and build out. So I can't really ISO it. I think, honestly, just, I really want people to do it just to grab that knowledge set, because you're going to run into issues. And the cool thing about some of these live streams is you kind of see the issues I run into. It's not perfect for me every time. There's going to be little hiccups here and there. As I work through some of the issues here, though, you probably notice that, you know, I try to fix it in the script, which I still need a lot of touch up. This by no means is ready to go to the general public. But for someone that's interested in learning on how to build kind of your own without installing a full desktop environment, this is kind of how I go about doing it. Next week, I don't know. Next week, I'm going to take a poll probably on the community tab. So if you're not subscribed, definitely hit subscribe. Ring that bell so you get the notifications for the actual community tab. With the community tab, I'll do a full poll. Say, hey, what do you guys want to see on next Friday's live stream? I'm still working on some other stuff. I will be making a full post on christitus.com. And if you look in that post, you should be able to see, I'll go ahead and upload this. It'll take a couple days for me to, polish the post, put it in there. After the stream's over, I usually archive this out to members section. So if you're a member, you get immediate access. But if you don't want to join, by all means, don't worry about it. It'll be in the christitus.com website. They are unlisted. The reason why I do that is just because YouTube hates long form content, or a mix of long form and short form content, where a lot of people will watch a stream or come across it and search, kind of get aggravated because I know these streams go a little bit long as we're just kind of kicking the tires and figuring things out and failing a lot of times, where they'll be like, oh God, just get to the point already. And that's where just YouTube's just kind of structured. So that's the difference, is why I do things the way I do it. So it's just one of those YouTube things. Have you moved to DaVinci Resolve, Adrian? Nope. I don't think I'm ever going to move. I'm done moving video editors. I've been using Kdenlive for pretty much since the channel started. I think I actually started with like Premiere, and also I think I used Filmora a little bit, but they're both terrible. And Kdenlive, for it being free and open source, I mean, it's great for me. Like, I can knock out my videos in like 30 minutes. A lot of times on my edits. Sometimes my edits go to a couple hours if I'm adding a whole bunch of like clips and different stuff, but it's still pretty darn quick. If I ever were to get like an editor or something like that, obviously that's way down the road, as I'm still working my day job. And if that were to happen, obviously they would use something more professional for like color grading, shooting in RAW. There's a lot of stuff that goes behind production of a lot of videos. For me, the production quality, I'll tweak it a little bit, maybe get a better camera. But for the most part, right now I'm using like a little $400 camera, run through an HDMI, directly casting to OBS, and then pulling it all in through a Linux Streambox. So it's a very unique setup, but it works for me, and it has a fantastic workflow. So I'm able to record, cut, and get done with videos fairly quickly as just one-man band. Yeah. So there's just no point in changing for me. I love Kdenlive, and I'm tired. I know people really hate on Kdenlive because of crashes and stuff, but man, it's just been fantastic. Kdenlive and the development of it, I couldn't ask for anything more. Like, it's better to me than a lot of paid video editors, and honestly, it's better for me than every paid video editor, which is a bold statement. I'm not telling you to use it. I'm just saying, for me, I'm done. I'm done trying all the paid ones. I'm done trying all the other stuff. Kdenlive, ride or die, till the end of time for me. So it's again a bold statement, but one that, hey, that's what's up. If there's any other questions, let me know. We're about to shut down, but I love doing this, guys, and just kind of showing you it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to fail. Like, you saw me fail plenty, but we just kind of kept working through it, and I made little notes and slowly improve it. That project will take probably a couple months before it's ready for and novice to use. But I think someone that, really is learning could get some value out of it. So I just wanted to kind of put that thought in your brain. Just something that's like, hey, I can make it my own. I can only install the packages I use. I don't need all this stuff, which is great. So that's the whole point of it. Polly, last time I actually discussed that with someone calling me that, YouTube flagged my video. I actually had to delete the live stream after, as when it gets flagged, it demonetizes and it's not good. So so I really have been doing good to basically censor myself, because I curse like a sailor in real life. Very, very different from YouTube. But I do pretty good on here. You can tell that I still struggle with it a little bit. Like, there'll be these weird awkward pauses where I'm like, censor, must not say it. GSN, have a good night. Thanks for joining and having fun with me. It's great. But all right, guys, I'm gonna shut it down. Thank you all. I hope you all have a fantastic weekend. Again, be looking for that post on christitus.com. If you're a member, it'll be archived usually within 30 minutes to an hour. It takes a while for YouTube to process all that, and then they just drop it, I think, in the community tab. But other than that, just look on that, or over on Chris Titus, or actually Titus Tech Talk. Right here, Titus Tech Talk. That's the second YouTube channel. I actually cut these up into about 10-minute segments and try and cut out all the fluff so you can get maximum value in a short period of time, like most YouTube videos. After the fact, last week's stream, that's done, and over on Titus Tech Talk with the corresponding christitus.com article that you can go to and see the entire stream if you want that. It is unlisted. That's why you have to go through the website to find it. As, again, avoiding the YouTube algorithm gods. I don't want to anger them. So, guys, love y'all. Have a good weekend.